even though we don't have at this time Ms. Frances Moore, I would like to start my address by recognizing her as if she was present. So Mrs. Frances Moore, President and CEO of IFPI. I don't see Blaise here, but still, he has done a lot to put this seminar together. So I'd like to recognize Blaise Fernandez from IMI as well. Senior representatives from IFPI and IMI, panelists and speakers, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of FICCI, it is my privilege to warmly welcome you all to this digital piracy seminar being organized in collaboration with IFPI and the Indian music industry. The principal purpose of this event is to engage in a comprehensive interaction on the global and Indian music landscape, the significant adverse effects of digital piracy on all stakeholders, and the challenges posed in combating piracy, the evolving jurisprudence on intermediaries' liabilities, and the likely impact on key players in the industry. It is a matter of great satisfaction that we have been able to bring together here in this seminar a very distinguished body of experts and participants to discuss these issues. But with your permission, allow me to introduce these issues very briefly. Ladies and gentlemen, creativity and human endeavor fuel the progress of mankind. And effective IP protection, particularly through copyright and neighboring rights, recognizes and rewards individuals for their creativity. From a broader global perspective, as seen through 42 country studies done following the methodology of my earlier organization, the World Intellectual Property Organization, the copyright industries in these countries have, on an average, contributed 5.18% to their respective GDPs, and on an average of 5.32% to employment generation. This shows not only a strong correlation between copyright industries and GDP and employment, but also other indices such as Global Innovation Index and Global Competitive Index. According to a recent FICCI Ernst & Young study of 2019, the media and entertainment industry in India is estimated to have revenues approximately $25 billion. And for a culturally rich country like India, there is no reason why this figure should not increase exponentially. Within the creative industries and music and entertainment industries, the economic impact of music and related industries in most countries is also very significant. As per the Global Music Report of IFPI 2019, the global recorded music market grew by 9.7% in 2018, the fourth consecutive year of growth, with total revenues of $19.1 billion. India ranked 15th amongst global recorded music markets of 2018. And we heard yesterday in this room from Honorable Member of Parliament, Mr. Shashi Tharoor, as well as from Mr. Blaise Fernandez that India has the potential to attain 10th rank in the foreseeable future, thus adding to what Mr. Tharoor said, India's soft power. Indeed, the digital music consumption market in India has been growing at a rapid rate. As per, again, the same report of 2019, Digital Music Study, an average internet user listened to 19.1 hours of music every week, over 2.5 hours daily, and more than 18 hours, which is the global average. Digital music platforms have multiplied, and audio and video streaming have boosted digital music consumption. This provides a huge opportunity for Indian music industry to grow, but online piracy poses the biggest hurdle to this growth. Distinguished participants, the problem of piracy has caused severe revenue leakages in the monetization of music by the creators. And if the menace of piracy is not curbed, it will hamper the fair value of music from reaching its creators. If I may refer to the same 2019 music study, piracy is still pegged at 67% in India and causes an estimated loss of revenue of Indian rupees 1,500 crores annually. Even though this percentage has come down from 94% in 2017, there is a lot of work still to be done. The Government of India, judiciary, enforcement agencies, and the industry have combined together to tackle this problem of piracy. CPAM, which was created under DPIIT and which got an award yesterday, was recognized for its tremendous outreach which they have undertaken, has tried to reach the message of the harms that piracy and counterfeiting done to the society. The draft e-commerce guidelines have specific provisions about how counterfeiting and piracy can be tackled. The draft e-commerce guidelines have provided for the liability of the intermediaries, which provide that intermediaries shall observe due diligence while discharging their duties and deploy technology-based automated tools or appropriate measures to curb piracy and digital crime. As was mentioned yesterday, and as you would all know, the anti-camcording bill has been introduced in the Parliament, and we hope it will be improved and passed soon. The judiciary, as you know, has been very proactive. Apart from taking down rogue websites and blocking websites, it has passed any number of John Doe orders, and added to that even what has been come to be termed as dynamic injunction orders. It has also passed in a few cases and awarded punitive damages. So that's the role of the judiciary. And when we come to industry, industry has partnered with government and with enforcement agencies. And for example, set up Maharashtra Cyber Digital Crime Unit project, again, which was recognized yesterday in this room. And this came just after Telangana had taken the lead to create TIPCO. And this business to government partnership is growing in various other states as well. FICCI itself has given a very robust toolkit for the police officers, apart from doing a lot of good work as far as education is concerned, training and capacity building. May I conclude by giving 4 concrete suggestions for your consideration in the business sessions. And these all resonate from the National IPR Policy of 2016. Under the legislative and legal advice, and Raghavendra, please, you might like to do something about this, the policy recommends keeping the extant laws, rules, and guidelines under review to update and improve them from time to time in consultation with the stakeholders. I think there is need to review some of these laws, rules, and guidelines as far as creative industry is concerned, because there are a lot of pain points, if I may say so, which are voiced by the industry. On the administrative side, I think there is need to modernize Copyright Office, operationalize Copyright Board, as well as streamline the working of copyright administration societies. Good work has been done, but still, I think it needs to be followed up. Regarding enforcement and adjudication, the policy itself emphasizes better coordination between various agencies in order to curb counterfeiting and piracy. What we have been doing from the FICCI platform, and I would like to repeat that just bringing together various agencies for coordination is not enough. Perhaps we need a centralized coordination, empowered body which can have jurisdiction over other enforcement bodies, which can take a unified view in a country like India. And I would like to repeat that suggestion. And lastly, I began my introduction by giving you some statistics from the country studies. This is something that we had written in the policy, and yet in India, we still do not have an economic impact study done for copyright industries to gauge their impact on GDP, employment, export orientation, etc. And I would recommend that this be done as soon as possible. It is not only to know what is the contribution. I am sure in a country like India, the contribution will be sizable and robust. That itself will draw attention to the value of these creative industries in India. And if there are any problems, it will encourage policymakers, decision takers to remedy those problems. This is not an exhaustive list, and there are many other suggestions which I'm sure will come in the business session of this seminar. But we have very eminent list of panelists and speakers who have the real take of the industry and the jurisprudence with them, and I'm sure during the deliberations they will make a number of other suggestions. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, I would thank you for your kind attention, and I would like to wish this seminar all success. Thank you very much.